Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dr. Kendo, here to bring you some esports-style Pokemon Unite commentary, and today I have a guest commentator. Gosh, you are somebody who is so dear to me, a friend of so long. StephOfAnime, streamer / Pokemon Unite player. Please say hi to everybody.
Hello, friends. I'm so happy to be here with one of my favorite people, Dr. K. I'm so excited. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I have big hopes for this purple squad. So this is Random Gaming. This was the top team in the EU region, basically, for the Worlds Finals, and that would have been in February. This is actually recorded on March 15th. The team that they're going up against, that orange squad, is Recreativo Thunder, and we've actually seen this team in a VR Unite clash. Steph, you probably know I cast for Victory Road as well, and so that's kind of where I got my introduction to them. So we got to see it, because we're seeing Lucario on the top path going up against a Greedent player. And I know, Steph, I'm going to lead in with you on this, is that you play Lucario, you know, that's your boy. And so, oh man, a devastating KO here early on. But yeah, from Lucario's perspective, what is it like going up against a Greedent in the top path? Because I can feel that could be very annoying.
Oh, absolutely. It can be very, very obnoxious. Yeah, we saw right away here that our teams went with that 1-1-3. So, you know, and it looks like, is our jungler up there, the Talon, to help up that Lucario up there on the purple team. And so, yeah, when you're playing Lucario and there's a Greedent, you do have to be a lot more conservative. And yeah, I'm really curious to see which moveset now this Lucario is going to go, because with the new recent patch, we might start seeing Bone Rush come back and extreme speed, or we might see that Power Up Punch close combat. I'm very curious to see. And looks like the bees are right here, Dr. K. What do you think? What do you think about what's happening?
Well, I mean, yeah, the bees is definitely like the first kind of major objective that we like all know that it focuses around here in the early game at 850. We all know it comes by then. We're seeing a actually nice KO up there on the top lane. I'm surprised the camera, I haven't followed it yet. But what I was going to say, on that note, you know, that you've talked about with Lucario, and especially with the patch, being that this was recorded on March 15th, it's like that was still very close to the maintenance being done, and so that some people may actually, Lucario mains and stuff, may not have done the switch yet, you know, like to realize like, hey man, the new moveset might go back to the Bone Rush and stuff. So you're right, that would be something to look at. Desu right now, I was really focused in though on the Duraludon, because that was kind of like the main new thing, of course, the shiny object over here, right? So
pretty.
We're seeing a nice 20 dunked in right there, and then another 5 to keep this a close match, Steph. When you got 7:40 on the clock, you know, that's a close match.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to definitely see these teams start to make their decision about whether or not they're going to rotate to that Dreadnought or go for the Rotom at around the 7:30 mark. And we see Blissey acting as a really nice support for this Duraludon. Look at the way Blissey moves. It's so cute, staying nice and hidden here and coming out to play when it's most prevalent. And you can see the orange team doing a great job keeping it defensive, not overextending at all. And yeah, just trying to farm up, it looks like here.
And of course, before that Dread shows up, we have the 720 bees. So it's always those bees first, and then we hit that Dreadnought and Rotom. Of course, the first ones will show up at the same time, and then all subsequent ones are at different times, and it does look like we will see a full rotation. So bringing Lucario, Talonflame for Random Gaming there. That's the purple squad. As now, look at this, just 2 points ahead. That would be orange, Recreativo Thunder. So here we go, Steph. They are going to probably engage this Dreadnought very soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It looks like already Dreadnought is at about 50%, and so purple team is trying to keep that positioning, keep that orange team away. Duraludon getting that range on the Dreadnought. Looks like, and they get it! Talonflame did try to steal that there, but it was not enough.
That's right, and so Gatlu is actually the Talonflame player for purple, we should say, and Gatlu is amazing as a Greedent, and so actually not seeing Gatlu right now playing that Greedent, for me, is new a little bit. I mean, I've seen him play Talonflame before, really kind of overdoing it right there, I'd say, but he did. One advantage to that is, like, yes, he did get KO'd right there in the orange territory, but he was keeping everybody back all by himself, right?
Right.
So you notice that what happened with the purple squad, Random Gaming, was that they were all free to dunk in as much as they needed to. You know, it was like low pressure for that situation.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is you saw that Blissey at the bottom with the 30. You're likely going to see right now that Blissey try and get an opportunity to score here so that they can overcap those goals. Duraludon not letting that happen on the orange team, and we see Hoopa giving a bit of pressure there. Oh, but it looks like they instead, they're leaving it at one goal left. I was a little concerned there for a second. We're seeing the next set of bees come up while the team is also fighting for Rotom at the top there.
And so looking back at Adesu right now, that's of course this Duraludon player. The obvious is probably on screen happening right now, is that we're actually going Flash Cannon. And so I think most Duraludons at this point now, and when we're looking at this in real time, which of course Steph and I are recording this on the 18th of March, and this gameplay was from the 15th. So again, it may be a little bit of that figuring it out, but look at this. He did just actually secure those 2 KOs with the Flash Cannon, largely responsible for that. And there's a Chroma looking to score, but actually did not end up dropping that.
Oh, no.
And I think that, you know, there could be some communication going on of like, do we break that goal or do we not?
Right.
Steph, you may know, you actually play on a team called Team Plus Ultra. And so Plus Ultra was actually in the qualifiers and stuff, right? So you guys had your hand at all this high-level play and whatnot.
Yeah.
Gatlu going to go ahead and break that top goal. But just the reason I brought that up to you, Steph, is like sometimes you may know some of those Masters level strategies, which is, do we leave the goal for later, for when we have the Zapdos, you know, to have a closer goal to us, less distance to run?
Yeah, and not just that, but as soon as you break that goal, you open up the odd nose to spawn on your opponent's field, and so sometimes you don't even want that farm to go to your opponent there, and so you'll want to hold off so that you can have an experience. And look at this fight that we're seeing right now. Hoopa getting that ult, bringing the whole gang over here. It is alt and alt. Team fight. It's really close, but I think it looks like Purple's going to secure this. Everyone's going down. Wow, that was a wild fight right there.
And that is what we love to see. Good job to Random Gaming. Completely going to wipe out that orange team. Not a team wipe at the exact moment, but it basically was, because look at that KO streak of 4. It's just they all fell at different times. So do we classify that as team wipe? You know, but anyway, amazing. I mean, the ring's unbound. You saw that. Steph pointed it out. When Hoopa is going to throw that down, you're not invincible. You know, you're like nearly invincible, it feels like. But yeah, we're actually seeing close combat right now, by the way, from Redmaw. So that Lucario player is still running Pup and close combat. You know, again, I think just with the patch being new, that might have been the reason for it.
Right. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to see that next Rotom fight. So we had quite an intense Dreadnought fight. We see that the purple team is kind of keeping around that Rotom to get that fight. Blissey's being a bit of a menace here, trying to score. Nice 31 is able, thanks to that score shield, to score right in front of that Hoopa's face. Oh my gosh, continuing to score, be obnoxious. Blissey is such a beast. And look at that, securing that Rotom there with the purple team.
I will be honest, I did think that Blissey was going to be disrupted, because that is a tall order right there, even with a score shield, but they were able to do it. And then look at this, Random Gaming, they have the positioning right because they want to get this Rotom to go on in, so that's easy. Right here, 50. Very, very nice. So it's looking pretty bad if you're orange right now, but there's still the Zap play. You know, you don't want to count anybody out. Look at this destruction, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh gosh, yeah, this is getting very intense, and really the purple team is doing such a good job at making it very difficult for orange to farm up their points right now. They are up in their base. They really have to kind of, at this point, I would really just kind of focus on get whatever you can leading up to that Zapdos fight and not engage with the level disadvantage that they have.
And that they do, because we can see, of course, Gatlu as that Talonflame. I actually am kind of kicking myself. I wish I would have maybe spectated a little bit more of Gatlu's Talon, because his Greedent is so powerful. His Greedent's so annoying and mean in general and everything, but here is the Talonflame, level 14 above all else. Look at Adesu. That's one way to use that Flash Cannon, is you are like a turret. You know, that's essentially a great way to say it. Left side team will go ahead and burst down that Dreadnought for the 3rd time, so that is Random Gaming every single time picking up that Dread. And Steph, we are in the final stretch right now.
Oh, and here we go. All right, seeing the Greedent go down from Gatlu right away. Oh my goodness, you're seeing the team split up a little bit on the orange side, trying to come in at different angles to throw off the positioning of the purple team. And so we see Hoopa's trying to get in here. Hoopa's about to ult. There you go. There is that ultimate form coming in. And, oh my gosh, Dr. K, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because the rings unbound oftentimes happens at the Zap, not just because ults generally happen there, like, you know, Unite moves fly, right? When you're at the Zapdos, that's the team fights. It's also the advantage of opening up that portal, and so that's what they did. They tried to bring in everybody, but Orange looks like they're just kind of on this run around, right? Greedent is back, but you can see Slowbro, I mean, that's their main tanky players down. Look at this, just as we're talking, 4 players were down right there, and so this does leave an opening for Random Gaming on that purple squad. But hey, you see that Greedent, Steph, right, in that mini-map, looking to sneak in, and that actually left side team will get it, so they're going to go ahead and secure that.
Oh, absolutely. And this game is over. What a strong play there. Wow. I mean, we saw some really interesting plays from both sides for sure, but it was really that positioning, I think, that was able to seal the deal.
That, and I mean, Random Gaming in general, like we mentioned they were the top team for Worlds in February. They've been stacked. I mean, they've been doing really well since then too, but like it's been one of my newest favorite teams for this reason. We saw just brilliant execution all the way around, and look at all these points, right? You know, everybody's kind of getting in their fair share for the most part. One last thing would just be looking at Recreativo Thunder. This is a team that I'm not as familiar as I wish to be with for casting this match, but like I say, I have actually witnessed them in tourneys before and things, and it's just, you know, falling a little bit short against a really great team. There's no shame in that, right?
Oh,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
But they just were not able to score. Like you saw, of course, Greedent was the only one to secure that 55 on their squad, so that's really tough. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Can you please just give people another 5 or 10 seconds to tell them where can we find you? I know you're on Twitch, YouTube, and everything, so go for it.
Aw, that's so kind. You can find me leaving a comment in one of your videos down below. But in all seriousness, you can find me at twitch.tv/StephOfAnime and youtube.com/StephOfAnime as well. Thanks for having me. This was such a blast.
You're very welcome. You've been my friend for like a decade or more. So like, yeah, if everybody can go follow her for the content, but also because she's my friend. So like, please just do me a solid. And thanks for viewing.